Hello everyone to a video from this channel. Today I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna talk about a 40k battle that I did with one of my friends. And for those who don't know what 40k is, probably watch a video about it. I don't have time to explain. The battle I am going to talk about is one I went up against my friend, I'm going to name him Tom, and it was a 1,500 point army battle, where each different unit has a different amount of points. Now, Tom was playing a Death Guard army with Montarian, Typhus, and a bunch of other characters, with some Plague Marines, and two drone thingies, one flying, one not flying, and a couple more plague guys doing plague things for the plague gods, and very, very green. Meanwhile, my army consisted of the Liberius Conclave detachment with Varro Tigerius, a Liberian, and a Terminator Liberian. Pretty much, the Liberius Conclave makes the Liberians powerful, with intercessors, a lot of intercessors, 2 Dreadnoughts, Brutalis and a Redemptor, 10 Stern Guard because whip-de-doo, Devons be upon the Impulsor, Blade Guard, and a couple other units. They were also there as well. If you're wondering why I did a lot more detail on my army, it's because I actually know my army a lot more than Tom's. I think that was a 5-strike turn as well. Yeah. But it was, both of them calculated up to 1,500 points. And let's see how it goes. This was the map, with the green circles being the objectives and the black rectangles being the buildings. And here's what it looked like after everything's been deployed. Ready for turn 1. Tom went first turn 1, and he moved a bunch of stuff with Montarian and the Greater Demon Nurgle shooting at the 5-strike turn and doing an additional 1 damage. Now it was my turn 1, and the thing about Liberius Conclave is that it comes with an enhancement called Full Sight, which you can put on a Space Marine Liberian, and this gives him and his entire unit 5+ anti-monster and anti-vehicle. Now, the thing is that the Stern Guard and the Liberian have Dev Wounds, and the Stern Guard can reroll wounds, like the wound roll, on the Earth Moment target. So, that means that you have the Liberian plus 10 Stern Guard shooting at the Earth Moment target, and if it's a monster or vehicle, that's re-rolling all that didn't make it, and the ones that did make it are 5s and 6s that instantly damage. That's horrifying to go up against. And Montarian is a monster. And with Montarian as my Earth Moment target, he got 7 damage from only 1 Liberian and 4 Stern Guards, since the rest were out of range. Also, the Brutalis charged a thing and it blew up instantly. Also, I think some Blade Guard went kapoof. So Tom was given a choice. Either he puts Montarian on an objective, hides Montarian behind a building, or he tries to use Montarian to charge the Stern Guard. Now, Tom picked the first option, with him going to the center to get that primary mission up, with the Greater Demon hiding behind a wall, and just other Death Guard shenanigans happening in melee, with their -1 to hit, and army ability. When my second turn came around, my Terminators came out of Deep Strike, pretty much gunned down the Tallyman since there was nothing to protect him, and the Brutalis pretty much gets stuck in melee combat with the tanky Death Guard guys. Well, one out of the 5 options of tanky Death Guard guys. Almost said girls. That would be heresy. Oh yeah, Montarian also got gunned down by the Stern Guard, since they did an additional 18 wounds. Even his 5+ feel no pain. For those who don't know what a 5+ feel no pain is, why are you watching this video? I'm not going over much of the rules, but yeah, Montarian was dead turn 2. I'm starting to think Montarian has a fear of funny wizard men just showing up and just beating him up. It's now turn 3, with Tom sending just about everything he has into melee, with the Greater Demon going to melee against the Stern Guard, the Terminator still in melee with the Brutalis Dreadnought, the Blight Drone in melee with the Intercessors, the Typhus and his Goobers in melee with my Terminators. Pretty much everything was in melee except for his Plague Marines, which there was only like 3 left. But in my turn, the Stone Guard with the 4+ invuln they get from the Librarian, and the help of a Redemptor Dreadnought, that heroic intervention, were able just to punch the Greater Demon back into the warp again, and the Brutalis finally won the melee match with the Terminators, and just about all my Terminators were falling off due to Typhus, which, yeah, Typhus is pretty good at melee, if you ask me, going from how this was like the first time I went up against Death Guard. Also, Tigris and the one Blade Guard veteran were able to get out of melee range, with the Sergeant blowing himself up with his plasma pistol. Yeah, that was a very complicated round. It was now the second last round with turn 4, with it starting off great for Tom, with my Intercessors pretty much just punching his drone to death with their Sergeant's Power Fist. Kabam. Also with me taking the middle and left objectives. He had pretty much only 2 things left with the Plague Marines, Typhus, and his little guy. Tom did pull Assassination on turn 5, which he used to just murder my Terminator Librarian, and the Impulsor with Typhus just getting a 11th inch charge. Wonderful. But no matter how far Typhus ran, it was just him against just about my entire army that's still alive, even if my Brutalis was only on 4 wounds remaining. Yeah, it was a bit of a crushing defeat for Tom, but we both had a lot of fun, and we both sort of like got a good look at each other's army, and that, well, when it comes to Space Marines, if you let a Space Marine take an opportunity in their turn, they're gonna take it, and then all of a sudden half your army's dead, and now your cat is owned by Titus and the Second Company. Turn 5 ended with Tom having 32 victory points and me having 72 victory points, with a glorious victory if the Emperor said it himself. Anyway, that'll be all for today. Goodbye, farewell, have a good day, afternoon, night, whenever you're watching this. And remember, God loves you very much. He made you special. I think I said it the wrong way around. Anyway, so yeah, enjoy this video, or I will send 10 Stone Gun and a Librarian under your bed.